Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to have a similar feature of chain mode from Exocad to have it in Blenderfordental. All I did is I made a master tool which will control all these teeth together in one shot. So when I move this tool, all the teeth are moving together, and also it can affect the rotation of the teeth, and also it can affect the scale of the teeth. But then every tooth can be moved separately without affecting the others. Of course, we can make the other teeth be affected by the selected tooth by enabling the proportional editing here. And then we are going to choose the sphere profile because it's the one close to the feature that we want to do. And now when I'm enabling the proportional editing, as you can see here, the other teeth are moving unaffected as well by the tooth I have selected, either also in the moving and also in rotation, and also it can be affected by the scale. But keep in mind that there are extra steps we have to do to prevent other objects from being affected by the proportional editing. For example, implant abutments, implants, antagonist, or even other waxup teeth. So in the following part of the video, we'll see how to create this master tool, and then how to lock the other objects in the scene to prevent them from moving, and to get the full functionality of this chain mode from Exocad into Blenderfordental. So in order to make the master tool that will control our separate teeth, in this case I'm going just to hide these models, and then I want the object to snap between these two molars. So I'm going to select this molar and then shift click on the other molar, and then go to the object, snap, and then cursor to select it as our object that I'm going to append is going to be appended at the location of the 3D cursor, which has been moved here. Okay, so now I'm going to add any object from the Blender. You can add whatever object you want, but what I like is the empty object. So I'm going to add and then press on empty. And then what I like is the empty sphere. So I'm going to click on it. And then if you want to scale it a little bit, we can press on S and then scale it a little bit. And then I want to reset the scale of this object. So I'm going to the object, apply, and then scale. So in order to make it parent to all these teeth, I will select all these teeth. And then select our master tool as a last selection. And then I'm going to object, parent, and then press on object. Now, as you can see here, there is dotted lines between the teeth and the object. This shows the relationship between the children and the parent here. So here is the parent, which is this our master tool. So whenever I move this master tool, all the teeth will follow, and also it can affect the rotation of all the teeth, and also it can affect the scale. So if I press on S and X, it will scale all the teeth together in one shot, while every tooth can be moved separately. So now we can move every tooth separately without affecting the other teeth, because all these teeth are separate and they are controlled in one go with this master tool. But if, for example, we want to affect the premolars and the canine when we move the molar, we have to select the molar and then enable proportional editing feature, which is in this icon. And then you have many profiles, as you can see here, but the one that is close to the feature that we want is the sphere profile. So I'm going to press on sphere profile. And then when I press on G, you will see that there is a circle which can be increased and decreased by moving your scroll wheel of the mouse. And then we can move the molar. And as you can see here, while the teeth are moving, but there are other objects in the scene that are also moving. So to have this feature without affecting the other objects, we are going to do as follows. So to lock the implant components part, all we have to do is to go to the components module. And then for the abutments, all we have to do is to go for the abutment menu and then select the abutment sleeve and press on lock. This lock feature will block the abutment sleeve and the attached abutment components. So all we have to do is to lock all the abutments in place by only selecting the abutment sleeve and then press on lock in the abutments menu. So now when you try to move the smaller now, you can see that the abutments are fixed in their place while the teeth are only affected. But let us not forget that there are other objects that are not locked in the scene. For example, the antagonist and the other wax-ups. So if I pressed on this smaller and try to move, you will see that the other objects will move as well. We can lock the other objects in the scene either by using the same lock button in the components module, or if you don't have the components module and you, for example, you are doing wax-ups, you can do the same feature in the model designer, select the model, and then press on this lock icon at the aligning to center menu in model designer. So as you can see here, I have clicked on the antagonist and then pressed on lock, and then I'm going to press on the other wax-ups. Here I have joined them together, so I'm going to press on the same button as well while pressing on the wax-up teeth. And then now when I try to move the smaller, only the wax-ups that I want them to move are going to move. And then if you want to unlock the upper teeth, which are the antagonist teeth in this case, all you have to do is just to click on them and then press on the unlock button. Now when I move the lower molar and then do some movements, you will see that it's moving, but it's moving both the right and the left teeth. And why this is happening? Because the upper teeth are joined together as a single object. To separate them, it's better to separate them in the waxup module. So I'm going to the waxup module. At the first menu of the waxup module of importing tooth library menu, you will see that there is a button for separate teeth. And what is advantage of using this separate teeth in the waxup module? It will have the origin of each tooth according to the geometry of each tooth. So now when I move the lower molar, here you will see that only the right side are affected, but of course if we expanded the proportional editing, both sides would be affected. And also another scenario, if you are doing implant planning in Guide Designer module, if you have added your implants and also you didn't lock them in place, they will also move with the teeth. So to fix the implants in their places, you have to go to the Guide Designer, and then after adding your implants, you just go down a little bit at the implant planning menu in Guide Designer module, select your implant, and then press on this lock button after snap image slice to selected implant. So I will select this implant and then press on lock. And then after pressing on the lock, you can see that there is lock icon on this selected implant. We will do the same for the other implants. And now when you try to move the molar, you will see that the implants are fixed in their place and not affected by the proportional editing, as you can see here. And if you want to move the implants, again, all you have to do is just to press on the implant and press on the unlock next to the lock button. And now if I chose this tooth, you will see that the unlocked implant will be moving while the locked implants will be not moving. And that concludes the end of this video. I hope you liked this video and thank you for watching. And you can see my other videos by clicking on the video cards that are available now.